Like not
Are you
only doing that for me.
are you doing EOS yet? Have you read Traction and Rocket Fuel?
I've listened to them, but I haven't read them. But
Yeah, your next hire, you need to get an EOS implementer.
EOS implementer.
Yeah.
Oh, the Empire operating system.
Entrepreneurial operating system. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm familiar with the Empire operating system. It's like the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. So, all right. So cool. Thank you for that insight. I'm going to implement it. Welcome to the Gentleman Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk podcast, where we bring to you the most successful, happy, fulfilled gentlemen from around the world who have been able to conquer themselves, their life, their marriage, and their businesses. You will be learning from four-dimensional gentlemen who have cracked the code to the science of having it all. The question is, how can married entrepreneurs with kids become gentlemen, achieve true freedom, and build a successful, happy, and fulfilled life, marriage, and business? This show will give you the answer for that. My name is Alex Ramirez, and I'm your host, and you're welcome to the Gentleman Success, Happiness, Fulfillment Talk podcast. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of the Gentleman Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk podcast. I have another of the three gentlemen from Cash Flow Tactics. I'm very excited to dive a little bit more into the financial freedom side. So yeah, I'm excited. But before I introduce this gentleman to you, I want to give a big shout out to all of you who have been leaving comments, reviews, and likes on all the major podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, and Spotify. And to those who have been watching on YouTube as well, thank you. You're the reason why we and I do what we do, what I do, and why we do what we do. And I want to ask for a favor. I want to ask you that if you get something out of this interview, if you get some type of value, some type of insights, information, a skill, or the inspiration to go out and take action to move forward towards your goals, I want to ask you to please share this episode with 10 people. Share it on social media. Share the link on Facebook, Instagram, on your stories. Share it with 10 friends, since this is how we grow. This is how we're able to share our message and motivate, inspire, and bless other men out there to become modern gentlemen and have it all. And today I have Jimmy Vreeland. He has a lot going on. He's one of the three co-owners of Cash Flow Tactics. He's into real estate, which I'm really very excited to talk about. He owns Vreeland Capital. He does private lending, leasing, construction, all kinds of stuff when it comes to like real estate. He's a husband, father, entrepreneur. He has done a lot in his life. You can see that ClickFunnels Rewards. That's one of the things that he's been able to do. So I'm excited to have you, Jimmy. Thank you very much for making time, man.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So, man, the first thing that I do with my guests is I tell them to walk us through their entrepreneurial journey in 75 seconds or less.
75 seconds?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to put a clock on.
All right.
You ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So my entrepreneurial journey really started in the Army. I played football at West Point, and I was kind of like half my personality fit in the military, like a round peg into a round hole, and then half of it didn't. And so I was always kind of struggling with that. So I went to West Point. I got commissioned as a second lieutenant. I went straight to Ranger School. I became an Army Ranger. Right after that, I went straight to Iraq for a year in 2006. 2007, I went back to Iraq. All right, 2005, I went to Iraq. 2006, I went to Iraq. 2007, I went to Iraq. And my last deployment, I actually read Rich Dad, Poor Dad and got the entrepreneurial bug. Instead of going straight to entrepreneurship, I went into corporate sales for 8 years. And even when I was in the military, I was always buying rentals, picking up rentals. Eventually in 2015, I got to the point where I had enough cash flow for my rentals that I could somewhat safely quit my job and go into real estate full time. And then since 2016, it's been a whirlwind journey. Starting as a landlord, then becoming a turnkey provider, then a property manager, then having to start wholesaling properties, and having to start a construction business to satisfy all the the construction demands we had coming from Cash Flow Tactics. Oh, and then we started education business in Cash Flow Tactics. So boom, that was 80 seconds.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. Well, first of all, man, this weekend was, Memorial Weekend. And I actually just learned yesterday. So yesterday I had a gentleman in my podcast who, served in the military as well. And he told me that whenever he's told, thank you for your service, he challenges those folks by asking them two things, by asking them, well, what are you thanking me about? Right. And do you even know like what serving in the military really means? And, he gave me like this, like crash course on what that really meant, which is all about the Constitution. Right. And then, so he doesn't like it when people tell him, thank you for the service, because most of the people don't even know what they're talking about. Right. But now that I know, man, thank you for your service. Right. Now that I actually know, because I just learned yesterday, thank you for your service, man. Right. So,
well,
yeah. And
thank you for letting me serve.
Well, yeah, man. Well, man, it sounds like a really exciting journey, actually, like a really smart journey, right? So if I had to go back in time, well, I just started my journey, so like it doesn't really make sense. But I think that the best place to start is, working for another entrepreneur, like someone else's company, and selling their product, right? And then while you're learning the sales and marketing skills, you build your own like skills, your own thing, like whatever it is that you want to do, and then you get money. And then once you're ready with your skills so that you can sell, now you have like the sales and marketing skills, and you can go out and sell whatever it is that you build for yourself. So yeah, like I think you had a really cool journey. But so right now, what is it that you got going on right now? I think you have a lot, right?
Yeah, we got a lot going on. So
what is your main thing?
Flipping houses and wholesale. Well, I structure businesses where I can just block on businesses to other businesses. So what I mean by that is I started as a landlord, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to 150 rentals for myself. And so with 150 rentals, I need to start managing property, right?
Okay.
So I started a property management business. Once I had property management business, I could start selling turnkey flips. And what a turnkey flip is for someone who wants to invest in real estate passively, but get all the benefits of the 4 pillars of why you invest in real estate: appreciation, cash flow, leverage, and tax advantage. There's a big market out there for done for you real estate. So since I could do property management, I could then start flipping turnkey rentals. And so every year we'll do between 100 and 150 of those. And then there was such a demand for turnkey flips, and I wanted to do a good rehab on the property, I had to start our own construction business. And so that's what I mean by blocking on another business where I already had customers. And then we had such a demand for houses, 150 houses weren't enough. So then I needed to start wholesaling properties, and wholesaling is a little different than flipping. It's like, you ever see those signs like buy houses for cash?
Yeah.
I own one of those businesses, and some of those houses I'll flip, and then some of those houses I'll just trade the paper to other investors.
That's really exciting. You just open up my mind to like a whole new level of doing business. But so like, I guess now what I want to ask then is, how do you manage, like, how are you able to like manage all of these businesses, man?
Other entrepreneurs inside the organization, like hire strong leaders.
Nice. So you're into the business of building people, right? So you build people to build businesses.
I mean, you don't have a business unless you're building people.
Exactly. Yeah. And I just learned about that, by talking to, people like yourself, and I've been implementing it, and the results have been amazing, man. Like I just started my business like a couple of months ago, and I'm doing really good. And I'm growing really fast because I'm building people. So can you talk a little bit more about that concept? Because I want to make sure that everyone who listens, like gets it drilled in their head that like you build people so that then they can build businesses for you.
Yeah. I mean, I know when I was younger, I just got into business to make money, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're skipping a big step. Like, where does money come from? You ever ask yourself that?
No. Where does money come from?
I mean, what is money?
It's just an idea, right?
Kinda. It's a medium of exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to make money, a lot of people, especially young entrepreneurs, skip this step. Like, it's simply a medium of exchange, an exchange of value, right? So what do you got to do? Well, it doesn't really start with you. It starts with your team, but you got to create value that the market wants. So like when our business in times hasn't been as profitable as I want it to be, I would get all sad and angry and pissed off, and feel like a victim. It's like, no, dollars follow value. If I want more dollars, what do I need to do?
Add more value.
Create more value. And then I'm only one person. I got 24 hours in a day. I got a wife. I got 4 kids. I'm really only able to work between 8 and 12 hours a day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm capped. There's only so much I can do. So if I just had to come to the conclusion that if I wanted to expand, I'm going to have to start building a team. And then
I'm smiling because I'm excited. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my team members are great. They create a ton of value. Dollars follow those value. Dollars show up in our P&L.
Exactly. And that's it. Like, I'm like laughing, man, because like, I feel like I finally cracked the code, because I'm implementing it and I feel how what you're just describing feels like. I've just been experiencing what leverage and building a team and like multiplying your time and multiplying your effort feels like. So that's why I'm like very, very like excited. And I feel like I've cracked the code. Like I'm finally implementing what I've been hearing in my past 100 episodes. And it's great, man. So how can you, I don't think like anyone who's listening to this and, who's hearing you say building teams and you only have 24 hours in the day and your team, helps you multiply your output and all of that. Like anyone who listens to that, they'll listen to it and might like intellectually understand it. But like right now, I've been able to like intellectually understand it, emotionally internalize it, and I've become the person who's actually implementing, right? So so there's people out there listening to this and they'll intellectually understanding it. So what would you say to them so that they can go from just understanding it and hearing it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool, to like implementing it and starting to like grow their business and, adding more value to the market?
Yeah. So I say if you start and you're a solopreneur, I would Google a form called Elevate and Delegate. First, I would read Traction and Rocket Fuel. Then I would get an elevation and delegation tool. And what you do on that tool is you list out all the things you do, and then you list them into 4 quadrants: something you love and you're good at, something you like and you're good at, something you don't like and you're good at, and something that you don't like and you're not good at. And that bottom 4th quadrant becomes a job description for somebody else. Like, for example, me, I hate accounting. I hate bookkeeping. I hate slowing down and looking at the numbers. So one of the first people I had to hire was a bookkeeper. And that was actually one of my first hires back in the day. And then eventually, so the way my team grows is by every quarter, we just have people fill out Elevate and Delegate tools. Because something that you don't like and they're not good at, there's somebody else in the market who is excellent at it and loves it.
Cool. So now I have a deeper level of insight now. So now you can use that tool of like, what is it that you like and you're good at, and what is it that you don't like, all of that. And not only use it for you, but use it for your team.
Yes. Because
Awesome.
I don't think people hate their jobs. I think people hate spending time in things they don't like and not good at. And also people hate their jobs if there's a core value misalignment.
Core values. Awesome. I'm going to start implementing that as soon as like right now after this call, man. I not only doing that for me.
Are you doing EOS yet? Have you read Traction and Rocket Fuel?
I've listened to them, but I haven't read them.
Yeah, your next hire, you need to get an EOS implementer.
EOS implementer?
Yeah.
Oh, the Empire operating system?
Entrepreneurial operating system. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm familiar with the Empire operating system. It's like the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. So, all right. So cool. Thank you for that insight. I'm going to implement it. And like, this is what makes the change, right? Like, man, you're my like 127th episode. When I invited you to the podcast, I was like on my 10th.
Nice.
And because of this podcast and because of the people and opportunities and knowledge that I've been surrounding myself with, I'm literally achieving goals that I thought were going to take me 10 years to achieve in one.
Yeah. It's called pulling the future forward.
Exactly. So, man, let's see. Okay. So let's see. What do I want to ask you about? Okay. So when did you like first come across, when did you start implementing all of this that you're just talking about right now? Like right now, how long did it take you?
I joined a mastermind in 2017 called the Collective Genius. And then they exposed me to EOS.
It was with Mastermind. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Like with proximity to other people who were operating at a high level.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Well, man. All right. So, man, tell me about like your the you have a training going on, right? How to invest in turnkey real estate from anywhere in the world without doing any of the work, so that you can achieve financial freedom 4 times faster, right? So I talk about 4 freedoms, and my audience, which are like married entrepreneurs with kids, right?
Yep.
And just entrepreneurs who want to have it all. Their main concern seems to be like the money, financial freedom, right? And so how can you use turnkey real estate to achieve financial freedom 4 times faster from anywhere in the world and without having to do the work yourself?
Yeah. So once your business is kicking off more cash than you know what to do with, then it would probably be time to, as you're generating your wealth, creating your cash flow, you want to get some type of investment vehicle to protect it. And then with business owners, that's when cash flow tactics kind of comes into play. First, we would set you up with a vault, so you have a safe place where your cash stays liquid if your business ever needs it. And then if you have an excess in cash in your vaults, then it's probably time to start buying real estate so that you can get appreciation, cash flow, taxes, tax advantages, and leverage.
And that's it. So yeah, so you
That's
have
it.
the whole like chain of businesses from like cash flow tactics to real estate to like building everything. That's really cool.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
really cool.
basically a few businesses designed to serve that cash flow tactics customer.
That's awesome, man. And so are the other businesses, are you partner with Ryan and I forget
No,
his
we're
name.
only partners on the education side.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Well, so now, man, so you're doing all of these amazing things. You have, multiple businesses that, work side by side that have like different verticals. That's how you call them, right? Verticals.
Yeah. Yep.
And so how do you get to this point right now? So I like to start with the end and then go to the beginning, because people are going to be like, well, yeah, but you're Jimmy Vreeland and, you're awesome. And like, I'm not, so now so let's go back. Because I guess that you weren't always like this enlightened. Like you weren't always like this amazing leader and delegator and builder of people, right?
I wake up some days where I'm still not sure I am.
Yeah, I know. So walk me through your journey, man. Let's go back now. Like when you started, you read the Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yep.
You started in sales. How was your sales experience, first of all?
When I was learning and growing and it was a challenge, it was awesome. Once there was no more upside for me, it was miserable. And then once I saw what I was getting taxed as a W-2 employee, and I felt like I was in a rat race and I wasn't getting ahead, it was not good.
Okay. So when was it that you stopped like growing and like it wasn't good anymore? Like sales wasn't good anymore for you?
2012-ish.
And how did you like realize that, oh, you know what? Like I've been doing sales. I probably been crushing it. You were probably crushing it. That's why like you capped yourself. So when did you realize it? I mean, how did you realize it? And then what did you do?
When I just, like, my cash balance in my bank accounts wasn't going. I was working 80 hours a week. I was working all year till a bonus, and I generally would hit my bonus the last week of the year,
Early.
which means I was always working through Christmas, right?
Okay.
And then I would earn the bonus, and I'd get the bonus check like mid-January, and half of it would be gone from taxes.
Damn.
And I was just like, and then between 2010 and 2016, my wife and I were having like a kid or my wife was having a kid pretty much every 13 to 15 months. So we had 4 kids in like 6 years.
So all of that was happening. And then you were like,
yeah,
sales is not good enough anymore for me. So what was the next step?
I was capped out. And then, so I just went back to Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I'd always been buying rentals. I'd been buying about 1 to 2 rentals a year since 2006. And I just went back to, and like, the only reason I got into sales was because Rich Dad said, if you want to learn how to be wealthy, you got to learn how to sell.
Mhm.
So I went in to learn, but it turns out I got addicted to the paycheck and I had a pair of golden handcuffs on. And so at that point, I just had to go back to Rich Dad Poor Dad. I had to recognize that I could sell them and I could start raising money. And then I just started doing more real estate deals faster. So in 2015, I probably had like 10 rentals up until 2015. And then I probably bought 20 in 15. And then I bought 60 in 16. And then once I got up to 60 rentals, I quit my job.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you've been like really financially savvy from the beginning, right? Like buying rentals, 1 or 2 rentals every single year, saving money
Oh, and
to
it's
buy
not
those rentals.
savvy. I just never gave into the myth of the middle class. It took less time for me to be uneducated, to get or re-educated. Because like traditional financial planning, it's just, quite frankly, it's crap.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't have to re-educate myself on. A lot of people come to cash flow tactics like they believe in traditional financial planning. And with me, I always was suspicious of it. So I didn't have to it wasn't hard for me to just say, hey, I'm going to go a different route. So I don't know if it's that sophisticated or savvy. It's been practiced.
Hey, sorry for the interruption. Real quick, do you want to know how I've been using my podcast to build a multi-million-dollar network with over 100 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs? Reach hundreds of my ideal clients with my message, coaching, service, and podcast. Get invited to speak on 4 stages in the last 2 months alone. Through my own events and have over 100 successful entrepreneurs being willing to speak at my events. Become a millionaire in 1 year. Get mentored by multimillionaires and achieve goals that I thought were going to take me 10 years to achieve in 1 year. And ultimately get unstuck and make quantum leaps of progress in my business and life with less than 1 hour of work just by being myself. If you answered yes to any of those, I just want to invite you to a free training showing you how I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar network that is helping me achieve bigger income goals faster with only 1 hour of speaking and just being myself. To be honest, I thought I was going to be a multi-millionaire, speak on stages, throw my own events, and live a successful, happy, and fulfilled life of growth and impact in 10 years from now. That seemed so far away, but my podcast has been able to help me do that in less than 6 months. I'm actually doing all of that this year at the age of 21 with my podcast. I'm reaching thousands of people with my message, my service, my podcast, my coaching. I've gotten booked to speak on 4 stages in the last 2 months. And on these stages, I'm going to be getting in front of hundreds of my ideal clients, making roughly around 15 to 30K plus per event. Not only that, I have a network of over 100 high-level, multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs who have all agreed to speak at my event. Getting clients is a problem of the past. I've gotten the opportunities to learn from billionaires, and I'm collapsing decades of time, and I'm literally achieving what I thought was going to take me 10 years to achieve in 1 year. All of this because I use podcasting as a networking tool, and I leveraged a rare concept called the cloak track. And I want the exact same thing for you. Just imagine where you could be in 1 year from now if you get this free training right now. That is why I'm inviting you to this training. On this short training, you're going to learn how a small group of purpose-driven entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, course creators, and speakers have combined podcasting with this rare concept called the cloak track to build a multi-million-dollar network, reach thousands of their ideal clients with their message, books, courses, coaching, make an extra $118,800, get booked on 10 stages, and build a successful network of entrepreneurs who speak on their stage. All of this in under 6 months. I'm going to walk you through the 4 steps to make this work. Step number 1, alignment. Getting clear on who you want to be, what you want to do, your goals, your purpose, and aligning all of this with building your podcast and your ideal podcast guest. Step number 2, leveraging the cloak track to find your ideal podcast guest and never running out of them. Step number 3, leveraging the cloak track to close an interview with anyone, no matter how rich, famous, or out of your league they may seem. And step number 4, the content machine. The content machine is the key to tapping into other people's audiences. And I'm going to show you all of those 4 steps. The link to access this free training is in the description of this video. Click on it and go watch this training right now so that you can learn how you can too build a multi-million-dollar network that helps you achieve bigger goals faster and with less effort. Note, this training is only available to 18 people, so act right now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this episode. Bye-bye.
Like 200 years. I was just lucky enough to read Rich Dad Poor Dad and understand it.
Okay. So tell me about this, broken financial planning system.
Yeah. So you're supposed to save, and they call it investing. It's really not investing. You're supposed to take, I don't know, what do they tell people? You're supposed to take 10% of your income in a 401k or qualified plan. And you're supposed to speculate with it in the stock market, correct?
Yeah.
And you do that for 40 years and supposedly you'll be able to retire.
Yeah.
Depending on where the market is at is when you want to retire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's too much volatility in 40 years to ever say that that's true.
And what is your approach? Well, you're approaching like the cash flow tactic approach then.
It's to buy cash flowing assets now and not wait for 40 years to actually see a return on your investments. Because the other thing about the stock market is you only win in one way. It's so boring. How do you win in the stock market, Alex?
If it goes up.
If you buy low and sell high.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Like, do you do jujitsu or anything?
I've done jiu-jitsu, but then I stopped because my leg almost broke. And then I do Muay Thai and lift weights.
Yeah. So Muay Thai, right? Like how many ways are there to win a Muay Thai?
Well, a lot.
What
Yeah.
happens if you just decided to punch and box in Muay Thai? What would happen?
You'll get your ass beat. Yeah.
What would happen in Muay Thai if you just tried to do karate?
Well, I don't know. I think it would be better, right? Because you'll get punched, kneed, elbowed, everything.
Yeah. So my point is, and I brought up jujitsu. I do jujitsu. Like what I love about jujitsu, there's so many ways to win. Like I would never play a game that there's only one way to win. I would never go to a Muay Thai match and only box. I would never go to a Muay Thai match and only do karate, right?
That's absurd, right? Damn.
So when you're investing in a qualified plan, traditional financial planning, you're playing a game you can only win in one way. That is to buy low and sell high. And that is not how you invest. That is how you speculate. And to continuously speculate for 40 years is not only exhausting emotionally, I could not stand living on that roller coaster.
That was a great analogy, man. Like you literally impregnated my mind with the best analogy to basically make me understand that traditional financial investing sucks.
Well, and then buying low and selling high, the technical definition, that's not investing, that's speculating.
Okay.
The technical definition of investing is departing with capital with the expectation of a return, generally in the form of dividends, rents, or interest.
Makes sense. So it
doesn't say, it says zero about the price of the underlying asset.
Okay, got it. All right. So that's not like the stock market is literally not investing. You're speculating. Like literally.
Yes. But it wouldn't look good. You couldn't sell that to middle America to say, hey, come speculate with us for 40 years.
Damn.
And so I like playing games where you can win in four ways. Like, for example, real estate. Real estate keeps pace with the stock market appreciation wise. It's always kept pace with inflation. The price of a single family house in America doubles every 20 years. It's done that since 1950. So you get all the advantage of the stock market with appreciation. Then it cash flows. Other problem with crypto and stocks and everything is you only make money when you sell. I like assets that I keep and it still kicks me cash. Then because real estate is so safe and so time tested, you can go to banks and they'll lend you money on it. Can you go to a bank and get you to lend money to buy stocks?
That's leverage. No.
Yeah, but can you go to a Mr. Banker, lend me some money so I can buy stocks?
So I can go speculate.
Yeah.
No.
They don't do that, do they?
No.
And then real estate has always been taxed in a much more fair manner since like the founding fathers. So I like to play games where I win in four ways.
Appreciation, cash flow, taxes, and what was the fourth one?
The ability to use other people's money.
Leverage. There you go.
Yes.
Awesome.
Because here's the other thing about traditional financial planning, like between taxes, if you plan to only become financially free using your own only after-tax income, I don't think it can happen. You're just taxed too highly. Like, you got to borrow other people's money because you get it tax-free.
Mm-hmm. I'm sold. So as soon as, because I'm going to start making a lot of, yeah, like when I start making, I've already had this plan in my mind, right? When I started making a lot of money that I don't even know what to do with, which is going to be very, very soon, then I should go into real estate, because that'll give me tax advantages, that'll give me leverage, that'll give me cash flow, and that'll give me appreciation, right? So so then cash
for your
flow tactics
long-term
is
cash that you don't need for your business, then real estate's a great option.
and that's what you teach at Cash Flow Tactics.
Correct.
Awesome. All right. And then the new training that you got going on about the turnkey real estate, that's like you, or is that also like with Cash Flow Tactics?
No, that's with Cash Flow Tactics, but we are just, there's lots of ways to win in Cash Flow Tactics. So this workshop's just strictly on how you win through turnkey rentals.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I really liked it, man. So, I got to explain the same concept by Ryan and also by, I forgot. Brad.
Yeah.
And like this time I got it. Like this time, I don't know if it's because I heard it 3 times now, or it's because like you just gave a really good analogy, but I finally got it.
Maybe the repetitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad you like it.
So yeah, awesome. So let's keep on going with the journey for a little bit more. So then, you went back to the book, to Rich Dad Poor Dad, and you were like, you know what? You got to 150 rentals.
Yep.
Right. Something like that. And you had enough money to be like, okay, I'll quit my job and I'll be able to start my own business. So you started.
I wasn't like, I couldn't like go to the beach, but I had enough cash coming in that my family was safe as long as I was still growing and working.
And what did you start? What did you decide to start?
Then I just started really property management. And then I met Ryan and Brad, and then I started the flipping business.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's great. And then long story short, you're like crushing it, right? Well, yeah. So
I mean, I'm figuring it out day by day, Alex.
Yeah, of course. So what is it where's that you're going right now? Like, I don't know, what does the next couple of years hold for you in terms of like vision? Like, what is it that you're going after?
I'm just trying to get more turnkey rentals for our Cash Flow Tactics buyers. And then I also want to keep building our team. I want, my leadership team to start getting on the verge of financial freedom.
And how are you going to do that? How are you going to like help by investing as well?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much this year, I kind of went to the team and said, hey, we can have target A, which isn't that much growth, or we can have target B, which is a lot of growth, and everybody makes a lot of money. But, I'm 42 now. I got 4 kids. I got 12 years left with my kids. I don't want to, I could do it alone, but I don't want to. Like, there's other things I want to do right now. But if you guys want to do it, you want me to help coach and kind of grease the skids, like, I'm happy to play this game with you. And so, each business line right now, it's got its own projects, got its own things that it's working on. And so it's just, day by day, if I have one secret to success, it's like, God has made me incredibly stubborn. And so he's given me the grace to be able to to practice long obedience in the same direction.
Focus. Nice.
And really obedience, just doing the grinding, boring things day in and day out, and all the things I don't want to do.
Okay. Like
accounting.
Okay.
Like, why I love my business, dude? Like, it is the crucible that makes me a better person. Like, becoming a better team leader. Like, I only knew how to lead people in the military, right? It's a different brand of leadership than the civilian world.
Yeah. Of course.
So it's like, I've had to grow my empathy by like, you ever see The Grinch?
Yeah, I've seen The Grinch.
They got that little scene where he's got the little heart and then he has the big heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's what happened to you?
yeah, becoming a business owner, like I had to get rid of like the Scrooge heart, not Scrooge, the Grinch heart.
Okay. And then
And
and make it grow.
yeah, dude, that's what people get business and business owners wrong. It's like business. I like go back to Christmas stories, like Ebenezer Scrooge. Like, there's no way that human being existed. You have to coordinate action and deal with so many different people so dollars, which follow value, to actually become wealthy. Like in my experience, business has made me a better person. Doesn't make much sense, but I've had to grow a bigger heart because of it.
It's all about love. Yeah, of course. Business has made me a bigger person because if it wasn't for the business that I have and like the purpose that I'm after, that I believe I'm here for, I wouldn't be looking to become the best version of myself in every single area of my life. Right. I wouldn't be looking to be like the most energetic and highest performing version of myself. I wouldn't be looking to be connected to like who I am and have like a bigger spiritual awareness. I wouldn't be trying to like become the best version of myself as a husband and father, right? Because whenever I'm having problems as a husband and as a father, I just can't focus. Like I just can't think, right, of anything other than those problems. And yeah, like 100% I agree. Like
Have you ever read Chase the Lion?
Chase the Lion? No.
Read that book.
Chase the Lion.
Awesome. You ready for the theme of it?
All right, tell me.
If the dream you have doesn't knock you on your knees and force you to start praying, you're not dreaming big enough.
Yeah. Awesome. That's the theme. I like it. So man, yeah. You mentioned right now obedience. Like, who are you obedient to?
Obedient to the process, obedient to what it takes to build a business, obedient to God.
I was looking for that. What do you mean by that? I was looking for like obedient to God. So like, I believe that I'm just a vessel. Like ever since I realized what like my calling is, and I've stopped to trying to do things my way.
Yep.
It's like everything is like, go like just falling into place. And it's been really not easy, but like simple, right? Because it's called
the grace loop.
Okay, the grace loop. All right.
So God gives you gifts that you didn't earn, that you don't necessarily deserve, right?
Damn, yeah.
And then what are you supposed to do with those?
Use them.
Give them back away, right?
Okay.
Which helps you surrender more, which makes you more open to moments of grace, which gets you more gifts, right?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Which gives you more to give away. Yeah. So if you're interested in that concept, Google Bishop Robert Barron, the grace loop.
Bishop. All right. Cool. Grace loop. Awesome.
Robert Barron, Barron.
Awesome. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I don't know what to ask anymore, man. Do you have anything you want to share?
I'm pretty good, bro. I appreciate you asking the questions. I wish you the best luck. It sounds like you're crushing it. If there's anything I can help you do, let me know.
Well, yeah, I have 5 more questions. Like, I don't know what to ask in terms of like having a conversation, but I do have my 5 more questions to like end the episode. Can I go ahead and ask the first one?
Sure, bro.
The first one is, so you're 42. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self if you could?
Damn. Shit. Oh, sorry. You can edit that, right?
Yeah, for
sure. Sorry, bro. I would say my 20-year-old self, I would say do things because you love to do them, not for your ego, not for recognition from other people. Like when I was 20, I had a lot of angst trying to do things for the external approval.
Awesome. I like that.
Like the things you think you're called to do. Like if you've discerned that that's what you're called to do, you need to do it just for you and God. You don't need to worry about external approval.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. I like that.
Yeah.
The second question is around mindset. What is one mindset shift that you've had that you think is contributing to your success?
That's a good one. I've had so many like mindset shifts because of business and failing. You know what? This is from Jordan Peterson and Carl Jung, but this has really helped me. That, like, you ever wonder why all the fairy tales, why does the dragon always have the pot of gold? You ever thought about that?
Damn, no, now I am thinking about it, but no, I've never thought about it.
The dragon always has a pot of gold, or it always has the pretty lady, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so, like, you as the hero, what do you have to do?
Beat the dragon.
You got to go slay the dragon. So Carl Jung and Jordan Peterson have this phrase that what you need the most will be found where you least want to look.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot out there on the Instagram world and everything that you should be passionate about. You should be happy about it. And that to me is like a 50% solution. Sometimes what you need the most is where you least want to look. Like starting a construction company, I didn't want to do that, but I had to do it to create a quality product.
Okay. So now I'm asking myself, like, where is it that I need the most, and where is it that I'm not like wanting to look? Cool.
I don't know. I don't know you.
Questions.
I don't know you that well. We've only been talking for 40 minutes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll stay with those two questions, and that was great. That was great. Mindset map. Do you have any advice, tip, tactic, strategy for people who may lack or need clarity?
You know, I'm a quick start. Like, I don't need any data to move. I find that I get clarity when I'm just starting something. Like, I have a loose whisper, a loose idea in my head, like a call to adventure, and I just go and get engaged.
Awesome.
Like jujitsu. I'm not clear on how I'm going to get a blue belt. You know how you get a blue belt?
No, I don't have a blue belt. No.
You show up 3 times a week and get your face smashed into the mat 3 times a week, and eventually you'll get clear on what you need to do to become a blue belt. But I'd have a small expectation on clarity when you're starting. Very low expectation on that. Like, people are like, I'm not clear. I can't get started. Like, no, get started and then you'll get clear.
Cool. So just go, start, and then
just go.
Get clear.
Yes.
Awesome. Mindset map motion. So what is one habit that you have right now, Jimmy, that you think is contributing to your success?
I wake up and I do something spiritual for 45 minutes, meditation, reading, journaling, and then I go work out for an hour and 15 minutes. Like, so by the time my team shows up, I've already been up for 2 hours. I've already won the day.
Cool. I do that too. Yeah. Especially the spiritual thing.
Yeah. You got to get your mind right, especially if you're going to be a leader. Like, you got to get your mind right before they wake up.
100%. Awesome. Hope everything, like people who listen to this, like they go, because the life-changing thing about doing this interviews is that every single piece of advice that has resonated, and then that hasn't resonated as well, I go and like implement. So yeah.
You seem like a fast implementer.
Yeah. I like to think that I am. Yeah. Mindset map, motion, measurement. So what do you think about measuring and tracking? Everything
in your business, you got to be tracking. You got to have scorecards. Like, when I first started, I was just hustling and I didn't measure anything. But like, I love sports. I love football, basketball, and baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would never play those games without a scoreboard.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah. So business isn't boring without a scoreboard. It's chaotic, and you won't be bored, but you'll be anxious. So as soon as I got a scoreboard and I could track progress, I would measure everything.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Jimmy, I had a lot of fun, man. Thank you. So mindset, map, motion, measure, money, right? Most people are looking for money. That's what they want. So, if you get those 4 right, you're going to get it. And I've asked these 4 questions to every single one of my 125 guests, I think, in the past 6 months. So like anyone could like literally go all the way to the end of the episodes and get a crash course of how to be successful, happy, and fulfilled. And Jimmy, thank you very much for sharing all of that wisdom that you shared, man. I've really enjoyed this time that we've had together. And casual, like if people want to know more about you and the turnkey real estate that you do and everything, right? Like they just want to know more about you and your wisdom. Where should they go? Where should they find you?
I just go to cashflowtactics.com. What is my Instagram handle? I think it's Jimmy Vree.
I don't know, but I'll put it there as well. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. How do you find out your Instagram handle?
I don't know, man. I don't have Instagram.
You don't have Instagram?
No.
All you kids have Instagram. It's Jimmy Vreeland.
Cool. Jimmy Vreeland. We'll have everything there. Your cashflowtactics.com, your Instagram, everything. All right. And thanks, man. Thanks. I really enjoyed this.
I enjoyed it too, Alex. I'm really happy for all your success, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. See you, buddy.
Thank you for watching the Gentleman's Success, Happiness, and Fulfillment Talk podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with one friend, leave us a comment, and let us know. 99% of people never leave a review or comment, but we love and are very thankful with the 1% of you who do. If there's something or someone you want to see on this podcast, send me a message on Instagram at Alex_Ramirez1020 and let me know. As a thank you for that, I have an amazing surprise for each and every one of you who does take the time to leave us a comment or review on YouTube or one of the major podcasting platforms